before the enemy spoke. The king had already spoken. The people of God were met by threats. The enemy spoke and bragged as he talked, insulting Israel, speaking nothing but lies, trying to make fear arise. He sent a message to King Hezekiah, boasting as though he had all power. He spoke of nations he had overcome and the victories of Syria had won. The good man said, please don't speak so loud. You're making afraid the people standing around. But he heard their words and made it worse, repeating the same speech he had rehearsed. They answered not a word. They stood and obeyed. They answered not a word. And silence held the day. Before the enemy spoke, the king had already spoken. They answered not a word, and God noticed their devotion. He marked their trust in Egypt's hand, saying no one could against him stand. He even spoke against the living God, as though the Lord was weak and flawed. Come over to our side, everything will be fine. We'll give you food and water, fruit fresh from the vine. But bondage dressed like blessing is still captivity. The enemy stood boasting, certain he would claim the victory. He answered not a word. They stood and obeyed. They answered not a word. And silence held the day. Before the enemy spoke, the king had already spoken. They answered not a word, and God noticed their devotion. If fear was in their hearts, it never found a voice. If doubt was in their minds, it never made the choice. They heard the threat, but obeyed the king. Then they left that place and reported everything. They answered not a word. They stood and obeyed. They answered not a word. And silence held the day. Before the enemy spoke, the king had already spoken. They answered not a word, and God noticed their devotion. Silence held the chapter together, because they obeyed the king. No battle was shown yet, but after reading chapter 36, I know God is on the scene.